At Vonage, we reinvent things. 15 years ago, we brought cloud communications to the home phone, disrupting the telecommunications industry and revolutionizing the way people talk. Now, we're taking on the business world. As the experts in cloud communications, we're helping businesses run smoother, communicate better, and make work.
There we go. And we should just be on the mic. There we go. All right. So, very quickly, we've got a lot of work that we are trying to get done today. So, hopefully, you guys can hear and see me. We'll just wait for confirmation of that, and then we'll get going here. Now, the dogs are going to bark like crazy at some point because I believe Mike is coming. He'll be here in a little bit. We have some stuff that he and I have to go over. But I should be well into this, and we're probably going to run this about an hour or so and just kind of finish up with everything. Let's see. Do we have sound and audio okay? How you doing, Mass Coyote? If we do, we'll go right down to the table and get started with finishing up. Looks and sounds good. Great. Rick, how are you? So I'm just going to turn this camera real quick, and you can see that we've got quite a few stuff, quite a bit of stuff done here. This is prepped so we can get it ready for today's thing. I'll explain how this got to this point. We did finish up pretty much these guys here. We did, as you can see, I'll bring it over to the camera and just explain what I did so you guys understand what's going on. So with this guy, as you can see, we did exactly like we said we were going to do. I do have to do some highlights here or there. As you see, we blended some things in, and we're doing all right. These are fine the way they are. Just added a little pink with little highlights. And of course our acolytes, they're easy. Pretty much just doing whatever we got to do. The thing that we did, and I'm going to start bringing out these guys because we are going to start working on the big guy, because that's what everybody really wants to see. They want to see the big guy worked on. Now, how did we get to this point? Well, I cut out about a half hour to about an hour's worth of work by just using Death Guard Green. Now, is it worth it? Yes, it is. I mean, I still have almost a full can here, but I was able to spray all these guys pretty quickly and get that initial green as my undercoat and primer. When you get stuff from Citadel, it does a great job, along with Army Builder and some of the other ones. But sometimes it's worth it to. Christopher, how are you? Good to see you. It's good to really do this kind of paint where it cuts out an entire step. And for this guy here, we're not even close to being done with him. But you can see I also have an undercoat and a wash over him, and by using the Everlyn Sunset, that made a big difference in getting these guys going, so we can get this done for tomorrow and play this live, which we're going to be doing. So the Acolytes, very simple. We sprayed everything. A bit off topic, Rob, but will you be reviewing battle stations? Yes, I will. And you know how to get a copy of the game, as I missed the Kickstarter. I would go to Guerrilla Games, and they do pretty good. Leland, how are you? They'll take care of you. As you can see, these guys here, all we did was just spray them with that Death Guard Green. We put a wash over them, What did I use for the wash? Well, that's a good point. I think I used some camo shade. That's exactly what I did. Oh, sorry, I lost my track there. I used a camo shade over for the wash, and then we did all the flesh in Ushabi bone and Reichland Kesla flesh, and the gold with Retribution gold, and then we did a wash with Reichland flesh shade over the documents and the flesh areas. Used our Reichland gold to outline, and then before we did all that, we dry brushed with a Nurgling green. So we just took a little and just went over the plague, the Death Guard green, which helps lighten them up and get them to the state that we are in. Now I did the same thing with the big boy here. The only difference is I wanted to keep this part of his wings dark, so I went with a Agrath Earth shade and really worked that in there. Now we're going to go a little lighter, and I'm going to show you. I also put a little Ushabi bone in his eyes. Now I was originally going to paint it purple, but I wanted to keep Cthulhu true to who he is, and I thought that would be a good idea. And I can't believe I'm showing you all this and I didn't transition over to where I was supposed to be transitioning to. So I'm talking away and you guys haven't seen a thing. That's awesome. Okay, let's start this over again. So I was too busy reading the thing. As you can see, I'm just going to show the pieces. I pretty much talked my way through most of the pieces. And you can see where we kind of dry brushed things in there and made everything the way we wanted it. And I was talking, of course, about these guys here. So I want to make sure that we got that. Now, why did my facial thing go away? Hold on here. Okay, I just got to tune something up here, so just give me a second here. Oh, that doesn't make sense. All right. And that should go down? No? Okay. Okay. And that should be over here now. Well, let's see what happens. Oh, there we go. That's what we wanted. Okay. I got it fixed. So I was having a little camera problems. Okay, so anyways, like I was explaining how we got to this point, and as you can see by using that Death Guard green and with the different various highlights, and in here, like I was talking about, I used the Agrath Earth shade to really start working into this area. We're still working on him. This is just so we can get him, so we can paint with him. Again, as I was saying, I was trying to show you guys the cans of paint that we used. Oh boy. Talk about a big, the Death Guard green and the Citadel Averland Sunset for the big boy here. From there, after taking the sunset, all I did was just take some Serpium. Or was it? No, I did. I took Septium Serpia and just covered him with that, and that's where we have him right now. So we're going to continue on here. So now that we got the big boy kind of set, his base is really what's going to stand out for him, especially being the shade of green he is. We want to lighten him up though. We already put a very dark wash on him, so I'm pretty happy with where he is there. But we need to take care of some of the other stuff, the rocks and so forth and so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to find a little bit lighter gray, and we're going to do a little dry brushing, because that's what we do at this point. And it's pretty much it. This is just easy, just spraying him with that paint and then building out, you know, putting a dark wash and then building out is a very easy and fun technique in which that you can really get going with this. So now I messed up half the stream there. Let's get to work. Now, the way I like to do it is I've got a very dark gray there. So now I like to build out with a little bit lighter gray, but not too much lighter. And I thought I had it out, but of course I do not. But that's okay, I'll pull it out. So now that might do it, but I think we just go like a little bit lighter. And go Dawnstone first, I think would be good. And just taking a nice Dawnstone over it, it'll dry a little darker, which is fine. So we're going to take our Dawnstone, shake it up a little bit, and just get a little on our brush. And there we go. And what we used to base this was a German gray from Vallejo. I always mix different types of paints. It's just as long as I can get the paint that I need. That's the key to everything. So now, taking the paint off here, but we don't want to take too much off. So now it's just going over very lightly, just catching the edges there. I'm not worried about how much I get on there. I'm not worried about how much is on my brush, but I'm still just being very conservative in how I go over this, making sure not to hit old Cthulhu himself, because I'm going to go over this with a few different grays to really kind of try to get this to stand out a little bit as he's standing on these really big rocks. And we're just going to work that in there. And you can see this gray isn't overpowering, but it's starting to, and I'll show you when I come up top there a little bit, it's starting to add a little bit there. And we'll just take our big brush and work that in there, trying not to get his fingers, just being very conservative, especially with it almost off. We can do this. Now, of course, the one time. You can see that's kind of what we're going for right there. We're starting to work our way out. I have a question, guys. Hope you can help me to do with 40K. If I was to do an Iron Warrior army, could I put Khorne Berserkers, etc.? I'm not too sure on that question. Okay, so as you can see, we worked that out. So we're going to wash off that brush a bit. Going over the top here a little bit. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to work on that water a little bit. And we're going to take a little bit of Hoth Blue here. And we're just going to do the same type of thing, only let's use a little bit smaller brush because we want to be a little bit more concise. So I'm going to take that off there, and we're going to shake that up. While I must say it be off, I will try to get back in the next break. Okay, Chris, take it easy. Dave, how are you? I still maintain that Rob is the Steven Spielberg man. If he doesn't mess about, he goes straight in, and the result is usually quite good. Well, thank you, Dave. That's very kind of you. Like I said, I try to fit everything into an hour, so I mean, sometimes who wants to watch me paint? And I like to do it live so you guys can see how this all pans out. So we got this Hoth Blue, and we're just going to go over this blue area here very lightly, because we want that to kind of sit out. Now, it's not really going to make a big difference here, but it is going to start to lighten up this crest a little bit. And that's what we're trying to do, try to get a little bit of that lighter. And we're working that in there to try to give it a little bit of another dimension. Take a little bit more here. And that just sits very well in there. You got a load screen, or is it just you? I think it's just you. I haven't lost any packets whatsoever. Coyote. Alright, there we go. So we're starting to fix our base here. And that's exactly kind of where we want to be with this guy. Alright. Now, while that's doing what it's supposed to do, we're going to want to lighten him up a bit. So we're going to let that just sit and dry a little bit, but we're going to try to lighten him up a little bit. And I have a Nurgling green. That might do it, but I think this Ogren camo might be nice with a little bit of white in there. Just lighten it up just a hair. Just a bit, because we just want to go over certain areas. So we're going to just take, let me just clean out a little bit of an area here. Actually, right there will be perfect. Where I want to get it. And all I'm going to do is just take a little bit of this and add it in. So I'm going to work some of that right into there. So we have that. There we go. And then I will take a little bit of foundation white. Just a little bit. Just enough. That should be enough. There we go. And I just want that to work in there, and I want to get a little bit of a lighter color. And, you know, judge with your eyes, you know. You know, I'll hold it up here. Nah, that's not. I want it just a little bit lighter. Sure, I'm probably going to make too much of it, but sometimes that's the chances that you have to make. You just got to be able to go with what you feel comfortable with. And probably have way too much, but I can use it on some of these other guys I have here. And kind of happy with how that's working. Thank you, Chantel. It's awful kind of you. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Okay, so I'm almost happy with this. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm going for. Now I got to get all this paint off. Jeez. Spent all that time getting it on the brush, now we got to take it off the brush. I'm quite happy that Age of Sigmar has picked up, because I feel that Mantic Games Kings of War hasn't taken off. I agree with you there. Alright, so let's just move this to the side here. And let's get to work here, huh? So, always, if you want to test to see if you have enough of it off, I always use the bottom of the base. And I use an edge. And if I'm happy with it, I'm okay. And all we're going to do is, you know what I'm going to tell you. We're just going to take our brush very lightly and just very lightly go over. Nice and easy. And we want to hit some of the high spots, but not too much. And we want to hit those, yeah, that's where we really want to get it in, is in those areas there. And let that sit up in there. And since we have that right there, we can take a little bit off that thing there, just right on the side of his head. We want to be careful, so we don't want to smush it. We just lightly want to take our brush and work our way around, not taking all the work off that we've already created. We want certain things to stand out on the big boy, because he is the centerpiece guy here. And tomorrow, during our game, we're going to be giving away a glow-in-the-dark one. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You're going to want to be here, because you can only win if you're here, of course. We'll see if anybody can guess the secret word once again. All right. Alright, and then we're just going to work here, and we could take a little bit more. Work it into that area. And again, all we're trying to do is just very lightly work our way. And it's just, you can even take the edge of the brush and just touch it in there. Bringing out some of the higher points here of the old boy. Just over the top, nice and lightly around his eyelids, because those eyes are going to be blazing yellow, that's for sure. And we really want those to stand out. So keeping the darkness around his eyes is really important. His face sells the rest of him. It always has. You got to remember, this is, for a miniature, this is, you know, he's just green. So how do you bring out that green? How do you bring out the musculature, if I said that correctly, which I sure, musculature, excuse me. I'm watching too much British TV and saying it wrong. But, well, trying to say it their way. But as you can see, you really want to bring him out in different types of layers. So you want to work it out. If you email me the word, Rob, Leland will have it. So Leland will be the one that passes it on. And just in that area, just nice and easy. You see how that kind of sells in there? Now all of a sudden, those wings that we darkened up the way we wanted to really seems to have done the things that we wanted to do. And we're still working on this base, and there's other things that we have to work on, but he's the centerpiece of the whole game, I think, sometimes. I mean, let's face it, it's called Cthulhu Wars, so if you don't get Cthulhu right, man, it's going to be a long game. And you really want to sell. See how those suckers on the side of his head, you really want those to sell out. Alright. And I'm just trying to work amongst this here. Let's work his spine a little bit. Very good. And there we go. And just rubbing that brush in there. Alright, so let's let him sit for a while, huh? We're going to put him off to the side for a few minutes. And you can see what I'm going for here. His body, lighter, brought out, but his wings, dark, foreboding. Something that stands out, something that grabs you. When you see this, it's going to grab you. Now, the main thing that's going to help us with that is his eyes, working on his eyes. Really trying to accentuate certain parts of him, you know, by taking and, you know, bringing him out. So when he sits on that board, now the base is going to be very important, but him sitting on that rock with the different shades and the way we layered out that green makes a big difference. And it's just taking that simple death green, spraying this whole model, and then putting a very dark green wash on there, and then slowly building out, taking and layering out nice and easy. Remember what I tell you, when you go and you do that kind of stuff, you want to layer out slowly but nice and light. Remember, holding our brushes at such a tip and just working ever so slowly on our way out. That's all we're trying to do. Okay, how come I can't transition now? Boy, everything is just not working today. Okay, now if we do that and go there we go, and then transition that over there. Okay, there we go. There's just some confusion. Maybe I won't transition out that much more. Alright, I got everything kind of crunched here because I have all these guys, as you can see, really just taking up some room here on the table. And of course, you've got the computer and everything else going there. Alright, let's get back to work here. Next guy we're going to be taking a look at is the, I think it's Starspawn? star spun. So we did kind of the same thing by working our way out. But you see that we were doing the same thing with the green. So now we made all this green, we might as well use it up, right? So we're going to, again, take and work our way out with him. And by just doing that, and just nice and lightly hitting some of those areas, really just bring him, making sure not to get that nice area that we worked so hard on earlier. And that's just taking a purple and fading it out. I wasn't even going to show this guy, but since we're here already, we might as well just work our way all the way through, since you guys will see all these guys. And you see what's happening with that death guard, and you put the wash over it. Now all of a sudden you're getting that, you know, by making your own lighter paint and just knowing what consistency you want, that we are just completely ready to, you know, this here, you can see nice wash, that how it blended in there. So we don't want to lose that. But what we do want to do is, you're going to see all these guys on the board tomorrow during Cthulhu Wars. We've heard it's a very good game. We're looking forward to it. Mike's read the rules on it. So while I'm painting, Mike has done the rules, and I can't thank him enough for helping us with it. And we promised Peterson Games that we would have this up a week after we got back from Origins, and we lived up to our word, because we're right here. We're going to be playing this live tomorrow, and we're going to be giving away actually that Peterson's Games has sponsored and given us. All right in there. We want to try to get a little bit right in there, work a little in there a bit, and now you can see the result that we're getting. Hopefully this is clear, so you guys can see what we're really doing. Yeah, he was pretty ready. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright, there we go. Lovecraft was excellent. Scene, Settler, and Worcester. Okay. You guys are talking about something totally different. And you can see the difference, and I'll show you guys two different guys. You can see how different just a little bit of that paint and how it varies. That's darkened, and yet now you can see more shade in there with this guy. So that's a good thing. It's exactly what we're looking to do. All right, let's get this done. And as long as I'm not saying Mugala invaders, I think Kabuki will be okay. And by the way, that little competition is going to go to the 17th with the drawing on the 18th. We had some people that were waiting for their kids to get off on summer break to do it, so it was kind of a rush if I just did it on the 30th, so I gave some people some breaks. Believe me, mostly everybody's going to win, I hope. But we have some great prizes planned, so make sure that you get your photos in to me at novaprime860@hotmail.com so we can get you in the competition. Who is going to pick the ones that pick the winners? Well, that's going to be none other than our very own president of Miniature Market, Stephen. And while I'm with him at Historicon, I'm going to pull up all the pictures, and I'm going to make him tell me which ones he thought were the best, depending on ages and all that other fun stuff. So, and then we'll hand out. We have a lot of things going on this weekend, a lot of exciting and fun stuff. I think you guys are really going to enjoy a lot of this. All right, that went pretty good. Now here I want to be a little bit more careful. I want to hit more of these edges here. I don't want to go over those eye things that I created. And I really just kind of want to be very careful in what I'm doing here. I'm going to take a little bit more here and really work on this. Yeah, plenty of time. There's plenty of time. And tell him we're going to be giving away some great prizes. He doesn't have to worry about his things being shown or anything like that, because I saw that that was a concern. We will be sensitive to everyone. Just go out and have some fun, spend some time together, and drop some miniatures. Just like I do. And we've got some big surprises this week. You're gonna actually probably in the next day, where I have it right over there. Matter of fact, if I can turn the camera, our next project is right there. As you can see right there, we are going to be painting The Godfather for Mr. Eric Lang. Just got in here today, so we're going to get to work on it. So right after I get done finishing this, right into that. So there's no rest for the wicked. And I think we're going to give it a go before July 1st. I mean, before Dice Tower Con. So over the holiday, we're going to be playing a bunch of games. Mike will be here. So you might just see us play that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. All right, let's move that camera over. And let's take a little bit more of this homemade paint. Got to make sure you make enough. It's better to make too much than not enough, because then trying to find the same color line if you don't have enough could be there a pain. Hey there, Mike. Hi, Mike. Oh, Mike, you're here. Where are you? Sorry, I am late. Are you home, Mike? I thought you were coming here. I just told everybody to watch out. Here comes the dogs. I said, when the dogs bark, don't mind it, because Mike will be coming in. Alright, so. Alright, there we go. We're just going to just loosen this up a little bit. What time do we got? 6:31? Perfect. And we are going to and there we go. Gianna, how are you, my friend? Gian Vittoro. I probably butchered that. I'm sorry, my friend. I'm very bad with the English language. Alright. Very nice. And now we'll take the rest of this. Just kind of clean it off our brush. Maybe just take a look now that it dried a little bit and see if we missed any areas there. And maybe just highlight a little bit of his muscles a little bit better. With, you know, like his thigh right there. Because that's a key component. That's one of the first things that you see, is the strength in his legs. So you really want to kind of highlight that. And of course, his bicep. Cthulhu has been working out at my gym for a while and really spending some time. You said you were live and did not respond. Well, yeah, I went live, dude. Well, take your time, Mike. Don't go crazy. Because I don't think you're going to be starting, we're going to be starting the other thing anyways. So you might as well get it tomorrow. Why don't you just work on that other thing? Don't go. Yeah, why don't you just take it easy, the Queen said. She says I'm working you to death.
Maybe there's your stuff.
I should work you to death. Alright. Alright. I'm really happy with where he is. I'm going to add a little bit of wash in there, though, because I actually went over an area, so we're going to take some of that Agrath Earthshade and work there. I understand I'm Italian. I'm partially Italian. I'm Romanian, Polish, and Italian.
English.
I'm English now too?
Yeah, aren't you English?
How am I English? Huh?
Romanian, Polish, and Italian, yeah. I'm English.
You're English.
I know lots of them.
I'm English by marriage. There, how's that?
Osmosis.
Osmosis.
Free for two. Free
All right, so, well, it's good to have you either way, my friend. We love our Italian friends, and we love our Polish friends, and our people from all over the world that watch us. And I'm blessed that we have so many of you. All right, Administration Gray. And that's our next color that we're going to build out with our blue here. So, I mean, with our rock. So we kind of want to get a little bit of that on there. And again, if you notice, I didn't wash my brush too much because I want a little bit of that green in there on the rock to kind of represent some of the maybe mold that you might get. I'm a mutt too. Italian, Swiss, and Native American Irish. Nice. All right. So now we're just going to go over that a little lighter. You can see we're just working our way out. Working our way out. I understand your words, so I think you speak well. Thank you, my friend. And we are the universal language of painting. That's what we're trying to teach. And we're going over that rock, really working that rock very well. Again, it's all about the big guy. And you can see now we're getting even a lighter look at it. So now we're going to wash this brush off a bit. My dad always says Heinz 57. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. All right. Let me see how we transition here. No? Okay, good. All right, it's working now. Weird thing. Very weird thing. I'm more like an elder vampire from the old world. Okay, so now that we've got that, we want to, what do we want to do? Oh, we're at a good point here. So now, I really kind of want to work that blue, but an electric blue would go perfect here. Just a little bit. I just need like a drop of it. There we go. And then, of course, a drop of our white. Because I want that a little lighter. Oh, too much. Too much. Better make too much than not enough. Actually, I can do a few things here. Actually, it worked out pretty well because I can add a little more white in there and just kind of start working that ocean piece outward. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. So now, just very lightly coming over that ocean part and just working that out. And just very lightly bring those waves out. Look at that. You see we're starting to get it now. We don't want to lose any of that blue. That's why there we go. Work that out into there. And there you go. Now we'll clean off this brush really good, because the next thing that we're going to do, hey Graham, You see, I can't see how electric blue would work with that Cthulhu sun there, but I just know somehow it's going to work. Yeah, it kind of works somehow. With this clan of Cthulhu. Let's get another piece of paper here. Let's get this out of here. And this is where we are going to take. We're going to take some white scar. Oh, there we go, white scar. All right. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to take enough on here. And we're going to get another piece of paper here because we've beaten up that one. I don't like to use, I use the same paper towel 1,000 times. I don't know why. Too cheap to buy paper towels. Plus I get yelled at if I use too many. So now here's where we're going to be very, very careful in what we do. And we're just going to take that white and just hit very lightly. This is the lightest you want to go. And you want to, we're going to hit every bit of area and just really make that rock stand out. Classic rock making, yes. Rock 101. And you guys, if you guys are definitely terrain builder, oh, like I goofed that up right there. If you guys are terrain builders, then you know what I'm talking about when I say about Rock 101. Now here, all I want to do is with that same white, just hit over the very edges of the top. I don't want too much of that white in there now, but I do want to get it in there to kind of really just stand out as part of the wave. And there we go. Nice. Rob, you can tell the Queen that my friend is doing another Hallmark movie. They are shooting it now, Summer in the Vineyard.
Wow!
Sequel to Autumn in the Vineyard.
Nice!
That's the most excitement I've heard out of you in about a week.
2 days ago, it was halfway to Christmas.
Yeah, it's halfway to Christmas, 2 days
2
ago.
more weeks and we see the Hallmark
Oh,
Christmas
God,
movie
Kabuki, what are you trying to do to me? Sometimes I think you come out of this on this channel just to cause me pain. We know that's not true. All right, now, what are we going to do next, you say? Well, let me show you. We're going to, if I can find a color. Ah, there we go. He is Cthulhu after all, and a little flash glit yellow never hurts. No, you're fine. She plays Frankie Baldwin. That's who she's going to play. Her friend.
Nice.
I just can't wait for the baking one to come back. I've never seen a baker see so many murders.
She's starting to film it next week.
Yeah, excitement.
Yes.
All right, so we've got some of this flash glit yellow, and we're gonna go right in because this is important. Making sure that sits right in his eye perfectly, because that's what's gonna sell this big boy. His eyes do all the damage. When you see those yellow eyes, there ain't nothing going good. And I set this up with a Ushabi bone because it covers the green well. The yellow doesn't bleed through it. There's our boy. There's our boy ready to cause some trouble. Alright, well, since we got the yellow out, huh? Why don't we take care of our star spawn as well. And our other star spawn. There we go. And you can see where that really kind of brightens up our pal here. Hallmark produces them. They're just made on the Hallmark channel. That is correct. And we all know how much we love the Hallmark channel.
Love it.
Love it. It's great. Alright. And we're going to work that in there. And then we're going to work on this side, getting that in there. Yellow really works well with the purple and the green. Really brings these guys to life. And got our little frogs here. And we're going to do the same thing here. Now I got to lighten up those gills, but we'll do that afterwards. All right. And we'll do them all. So where are we at? 6:45. Tom Green. LOL. Haven't heard his name in some time. Okay, got it. Sometimes I look up to make sure that I'm engaging everybody, and you guys are having your own conversations, which is just as good as long as you're enjoying yourself. Hey, that's what all channels here for. And we're just going to tap that. And tap that. There we go. Everything's just coming together, isn't it? We're going to be ready to go tomorrow. And now, who's going to play Cthulhu? Who's going to play the red guys? Who's going to play? We have 3 playing, so Mike, hopefully you got these instructions down how to play this game. This is going to be a good one, I got a feeling. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Now the other guy I think I might save for another video down the road afterwards is the when we get some of these expansions. Now this guy I also started working on a little bit. We're getting there with him, so we want to make sure that we get these guys going. We also, for the yellow, have started working on this, but we've got a lot of work to go here. No, Rob, we are watching and listening to you as you, but the eyes of those Cthulhu frogs. I do have the rules taken care of. Look at Mike. Thank God for Mike. I'm going to be able to get half this stuff done. Alright, so what else am I missing to do here? Well, we can add some eyes there, but I think they're fine. Whomever Janice is playing, she'll rename it Pablo. Yeah, probably. Yeah, Pablo. Pablo the demon. That's funny. In a nutshell, we got that done. We got those ready. We're pretty much where we need to be with the 3 factions we wanted to get done. So I'm pretty happy with it. It wasn't too hard. This is a very fast moving painting. It's just being concise, being organized in what you do. There's not a ton of figures to do with it, so it's a lot of fun. It's enjoyable. We've got some of these that we could do. Now you can see what I did is I sprayed these with the red here. I mean with the yellow. But then I took a red wash and went over it for the top half. The bottom half I'm thinking of doing a purple, because I think the purple would look really well. So why don't we give it a shot here? I think I got all in all. And by taking this purple, and I think, and by lightening it up, because we're going to have the gray bottom, of course, for the rocks. But by taking this and working this in here, I just want to, because I can always fix this if I don't like it. But I think this will work and give it a color that I'm really looking for. You know, you always see the big guys painted a lot, so it gives you a good idea of what to do with them, but you never see the little guys painted too much. And this is where you kind of want to just work with it, see what the color looks like, see how it blends in. And I kind of like that. I'll get a thinner brush, finish this up, but just getting the idea of how this will look as a purple bottom, because you'll dry brush it lighter, and we'll highlight this with a nice yellow in some of the gaps, and I think it'll work out pretty well. Actually, again, this is an experiment for these guys, and there's only a couple of these guys. You only get 4 of them, so. And there, I kind of like that. Yeah, I actually do. Because that'll kind of work together when I start building it out. Yeah, I like that. Okay. That works for me. Alright. So in an off shell, we've put in about an hour here. Where are we at? We're at 55 minutes. Not bad. Not bad. We showed you how to paint the big guy. We showed you how to finish up the Star Lords. Matter of fact, we have one last thing to do, and that's to make these guys look not so cartoony. So, how do we do that, you say? We take some Wild Rider Red, and like we've done everything else, we are going to, well, we're not going to use this brush. We're going to use a bit of a thinner brush, a smaller brush, because there's only a very little area that we need to do. So we get some in there, and we're going to take this off, and on our little frog friend, we're just going to go over the top a little bit and just try to lighten that up a bit. There we go. That's all we're trying to do. Whatever, frog guy.
Pick up your stuff in there.
There, it sits over the top, all right. There we go. Boy, they just hop out of your hands. Nobody got that one, right? All right. Oh, there we go. I gotta find the right angle to tape a lot of this stuff in. And just taking. There we go. Perfect. All right.
No.
Whoops.
Bella, no.
That scared me. Enough, Bella.
No. No.
My goodness. All right. So. So it was a long week, but in 2 days we got this done, and it was pretty easy to do. Nothing complicated, nothing hard, easy. I think if you take a look at the other video, how we dry brushed out, how we did a lot of things, you know, getting the layer type look in there, you know, really making these guys really pop out. What game, out of curiosity? Oh, you guys. Oh, what you guys are talking about? Sorry. So, you know, just working our way out today. We got the big guy done, which is, you know, pretty key. And as you can see in the light, how we took and we shaded him right out, and you can see how much he builds out now. You know, especially in the light. He's just right where we want him to be. We'll take a look at our star spawn as well. And you can see, you know, right where we want to be for the game tomorrow. Alright, very simple. There's nothing overly complicated with these guys. Okay, nothing overly complicated. It's just a lot of dry brushing, using the proper paints. You know, using these nice spray paints. You can get these at Miniature Market at a discount, of course. Godfather is next to be painted. Yes, Godfather will be up, and it will be sooner than later. So look for it over the weekend. Hopefully we'll have it painted this weekend, and maybe on July 4th or the 3rd we will be playing it live with a couple of special guests. That's something that you're going to want to look forward to. Cthulhu looking good and that sounds wrong to say. Yeah, there you go. All right, so we got everybody where we need to be. We got our guy looking all nasty and angry and stuff, and some of his friends that are ready to devour the world in any way that they can, and their devoted followers all painted up, ready to go. So I'm pretty excited about it. It's going to be a very busy weekend with a lot of busy stuff. Mike knows that we're ready to go, and we're ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. From this point on, you're going to see a lot of great games at Great Firesis. There you go. See, I just play for fun, so I'm not used to tournament. Okay, you guys are talking about something else. Nevertheless, thank you so much for watching this. Thank you so much for watching Cthulhu here get all painted up. And we're really excited about it. Tomorrow, Cthulhu Wars live playthrough. Janice, myself, and Mike will be going at it. And then we've got some more surprises over the weekend. We've got a lot of things coming up over the holiday. It's going to be a busy weekend as we get ready for Dice Tower too. And then the Dice Tower, and then Dice Tower Con, and then from there we're going right into, yep, you guessed it, Historicon. So it's going to be a busy couple weeks. A lot of great and good content. We hope you all enjoy it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you soon.